Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is AES and welcome to my YouTube channel. This morning I woke up with news about a game that I'm very much looking forward to. It's coming out in March for the PlayStation 5 and it's called Returnal. So what I would like to do is read the new blog post that was posted on the official PlayStation blog website. The link is going to be in the description. And while you're enjoying the footage on screen for the new combat video that was released on the PlayStation YouTube channel, let us dive in with the new information. So, it's the blog post starts like this. It's from Harry Kruger, the creative director of House Marquee, the creators of Returnal. Hi everyone. I hope you're enjoying the recent videos we've shared about Returnal. With this latest update, we want to share some more details about the gameplay, which we know you've all been looking forward to. With Returnal, we've aimed to blend a unique mix of game styles. It combines our trademark explosive arcade action, responsive controls, and bullet hell gameplay, and this time it's all presented in third person. There will be fast and frantic combat and intense gunplay, and also some rich exploration and traversal as you explore the procedurally generated environments at Atropos, which I'm assuming that's the planet where the game is located. We've created Returnal to be a challenging and rewarding experience with enough variety and depth to keep you always coming back for one more go, quote unquote. Selena, the main character of the game, will have many weapons and devices at her disposal to survive on the hostile alien planet Atropos. Some she's brought with her, others she's found and made her own. The above video, the footage you guys are seeing on the screen right now, shows some of the various abilities you'll find while playing Returnal, which we'll dive into below in the post. The game features a number of base weapons that are augmented as you play. For example, the living spit mob blaster weapon starts as a shotgun archetype you all know and love. As you progress, you'll unlock and add on various weapon traits, each providing a unique gameplay modifier to the base weapon's behavior. These weapon traits are custom tailored for each gun type, so your spit mob blaster might gain exploding shells or generate acid pools upon impact, while the electro pylon driver might extract extra loot from enemies or generate shields for the player. These weapon traits will also stack, so the combined effects can lead to many surprising results that can have unique advantages and playstyles to explore. Each weapon will also have an alt-fire mode randomly assigned to it from our diverse pool, ranging from the electrical impulses of the shock stream to the tentacles of the tentropod and everything in between. With 10 base weapons, more than 90 weapon traits, and 10 alt-fires, there are numerous weapon combinations to test out on your journey. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. If you guys would like to read the full article, I am going to put the link in the description below. However, the reason why I want to make the video is not necessarily because of the new information, but because of something that I keep noticing, especially on social media, where a lot of folks say that Returnal is not worth $70. As you guys know, new games that are coming out for the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 will, for the most part, be $70, which is $10 more than what we used to pay for games on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And I keep seeing this statement saying that Returnal is not worth $70. So, what I would like to do, I would like to make some comparisons between certain games. And the reason for it is because I believe that okay, so here's the thing. I believe that folks are saying Returnal's not worth $70 because their previous games didn't have the content to justify a $70 price tag. So for example, Resogun, which we'll check out momentarily, the content in that game certainly does not worth a $70 price tag. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try to make an argument in the hope of quelling the assumption that Returnal is not worth $70 just because previous games from Marquee didn't give enough content to justify $70. Okay, so what you guys are looking at right now is a website called howlongtobeat.com. It's a website that surveys a lot of players and tells us, the fan base of each and every game, how long does it take to beat a certain game. And as you can see here, it has different categories. So it talks about how long does it take to beat the main story, main story plus some extras, completionist is doing really everything, and then just an average of all the different playstyles. So we're going to go over, I would say, 6 different examples just to hammer home the point that I feel like it's unfair to say Returnal is not worth $70 just because previous home arcade games didn't give enough content for a $70 price tag. So this is one of home Marquee's games. It's called Resogun. Resogun, by the way, is a really good game. If you guys have not played it, give it a shot. Resogun was a PlayStation 4 launch title. And as you can see here, the main story only takes 2 hours. It's very short. If you want to do everything, that's 13 and a half hours. But if you're not the type of player that likes to do everything and just wants to get through the main story and then move on to something else, you're only getting 2 hours. Resogun nowadays costs $15. At launch, it was free. It was a free PSN title. But right now it's $15. So paying $15 for only 2 hours, it's a little questionable. And imagine if Resogun was a PlayStation 5 game that cost $70 and you're only getting 2 hours. At that point, I would be upset. At that point, I would say, okay, this game is now worth $70. But you know what? When it comes to Returnal, we don't have that information. I tried to look everywhere. I tried to look at different blog posts, at different YouTube videos. I cannot find how long is this game. And the reason for it is because, there are a couple of reasons for it. I feel like number one, the game is not even out yet. And number two, it is a rogue style game. And we are going to look at a rogue title that does it right with the content that it's providing us. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So just keep in mind, we don't know how long this game is, how much content is in this game. Okay, so when I was talking about home marquee earlier, I brought up the point that folks are saying Returnal is now worth $70 because previous home marquee games didn't give enough content to justify a $70 price tag. Okay, so let's look at another company that has an extensive list of games that it created. Not Hades. We'll get to Hades. Don't worry. But I'm talking about Rockstar. Now, Rockstar, this is the latest game that they made, Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in 2018 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And look at this. For the main story alone, that's 48 and a half hours. For a completionist run, if you want to do everything, that's 165 hours. And the game costs $60. $60 for a 165-hour game is a steal, in my opinion. So in that situation, I feel like the argument is completely reversed. Whereas the folks who are saying Returnal is not worth $70, they're going to say Red Dead Redemption 2 is very much worth the $60 price tag. But let's look at another game by Rockstar. The original Grand Theft Auto. Now, granted, this game came out much earlier. It came out in the United States, it came out in 1998. In Europe, it came out in 1997. And this game is 12 and a half hours. Completion is 16 and a half hours. So compare the 16 and a half hours to the 165 hours. See what I mean? So just because a company made a game that's shorter than its current games, it doesn't mean it can jump. It doesn't mean it can make games that are longer. So they made Grand Theft Auto in the 90s, and then they made Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018. And the jump when it comes to the amount of content in the game, as you can see, is staggering. So that part about Returnal not being worth $70 because of previous home arcade games, I feel like that argument is out the window right now. At least until we know how much content is in Returnal. I need to reiterate that point. At least until we know how much content is in Returnal. Okay, so that argument is out the window. Now, what about the fact that it's a rogue style game? Well, rogue style games, we have games such as Rogue Legacy. And Rogue Legacy, let's see how much that costs right now. Rogue Legacy is $17. It's only $17. Now let's see how long does it take to beat Rogue Legacy. Okay, not bad. So Rogue Legacy, which again, it's a rogue style game. Main story is 16 and a half hours. Completionist is 37 and a half hours. So if you compare that game to Resogun, the previous game by Marquis, 13 and a half hours compared to 37 and a half hours. That's already a big jump. Like, right? Now, if you don't want to, if you want another example of a rogue style game, let's go to my second game of the year from 2020, which is Hades. Let's look at this. Main story is 19 hours. Completionist is 92 hours. 92 hours. And that game, at the moment, let's check Steam, because I already own the game on the Switch. So Hades, Steam. Hades right now is $25. It was on sale for $20 earlier. So $25 for a 92-hour game, that's a steal. See what I mean? So that's the part I'm trying. You see what this is the point that I'm trying to make here, is that I don't understand how people can say that a game is now worth $70 when they don't know how much content is in that game. And you know what's funny to me about the rogue style genre when it comes to the amount of content? Hades is 92 hours for a completionist run. Demon Souls Remake, which is a PlayStation 5 game that costs $70, is 53 and a half hours for a completionist run. It's 23 and a half hours just for the story. Again, Hades is 92 hours for a completionist run. Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is a PlayStation 4 game that costs $60 at launch, is 84 and a half hours for a completionist run. 34 hours for a main story run. Hades is longer as a completionist run. Hades is longer than both of these. When it comes to Returnal, please, 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 just be patient. And let's wait to see how long the game is actually going to be. If it's Resogun status, and the game is only 13 and a half hours for a completionist run and 2 hours for a main story run, and it costs $70, I will be upset. And I would tell you guys not to buy the game. However, the gameplay that they have shown so far is very, very good. And I think most of you guys agree with me. I think the main issue is that a lot of folks, especially on social media, think that Returnal is now worth $70, and I feel like that train of thought is unfair because they're comparing Returnal, a game that's not even out yet, and we don't know how much content is going to be in it, to previous games from Home Marquee. And we just proved that newer games by company A can be much longer than older games by company A. Anyway, that's all I have. That's all I have for you guys today when it comes to Returnal. At this point, I would like to thank everyone for watching the video. I would very much appreciate it if you like the video, share it, and subscribe. Till next time, have a great day or evening wherever you are. This is AES, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.